I like to hit up a lot of precious metal forums, and it seems like there's an increase in complaints about silver lately. Not that they ever go away, but it just seems to be a little bit more prevalent. And quite a few stackers have finally hit the end of their patience, and they're selling off their silver for gold or getting out of metals completely. So what are some of the reasons they're given for getting out of the game? Well, we're going to talk about that and a lot more, so make sure you stay tuned. Well, what do you say, YouTube? What do you know? Welcome to another episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. Hope you guys are doing well, and I'd like to take a second to thank you for being here with me for just a few minutes today. The support you guys have given the channel will always be appreciated more than you know, which of course makes you guys a part of the best damn community here on YouTube, without a doubt. You've all helped this little channel grow, and it means more than you know. So today we're going to talk about some reasons that have caused an uptick in stackers quitting silver. They've had enough, they've seen enough, and they're washing their hands of it. I've gone ahead and done a compilation of some of the reasons they're giving, and we'll go over some of them. That being said, you know it. Let's roll it.
And now, before the next show starts, let's enjoy an intermission.
And now, on with the show.
Hey, I hope you guys like the new in-show trivia question feature that I added. And hopefully you all got the answer right, but I'll confirm it at the end of the video. And rest assured, the questions are going to get a lot more challenging going forward. I just wanted to add a new twist to my videos. Anyway, moving on. I do want to point out that I'm not personally dumping on silver in this video. I'm still buying, I'm still stacking, and still have my reasons why, and that's not going to change. I buy weekly, and I still mix some gold in there when I can find some deals on it. But with a sudden surge in folks giving up on silver, I kind of wanted to do this video to cover what they've been thinking and 15 common reasons that led them to this point. And here they are. They've watched a bunch of investments around them going up in price to include stocks, real estate, crypto, etc., etc. Meanwhile, silver stays stagnant like algae in a non-moving body of water. They're calling it a losing investment. Well, yeah, depending on how you buy it, could be. Another one. I bought silver a decade ago and thought I did well when I sold it, until I looked at my rate of return. Next, gold is hitting all-time highs while silver is just, well, being silver. The price is flatlined and has been for some time now. Another one. They accumulated too much weight and transitioned to gold for less storage space. Or they hit their goal for ounces of silver and stopped. Some of them are tired of the manipulation and price suppression. Also, they have less disposable income to buy silver due to the economy, and with everything going up, food, insurance, utilities, etc. They may have lost patience with it when they could make a quick buck. And they're saying it hasn't truly kept up with inflation, and it's down 30% over the last decade. They're also saying they can make more money in the stock market. Or ETFs are inflating the silver supply numbers over actual figures, which suppresses silver price. Or they may have got tired of all the YouTube and financial gurus saying silver was going to moon, which it never seems to. Silver to gold ratio is insane, and paying capital gains for silver sales is a detriment, causing even more loss. And last, a recession could lead to softer industrial demand, which is what they're afraid of. And that could cause silver prices to drop yet again. It's just too much risk in their eyes, or more than they're willing to invest. And there you have it, 15 reasons stackers have quit stacking silver. Now let's talk about that first reason I went over, and that was the fact that they were watching other investments increase while silver price stayed stagnant. Now, unless you're new to the game, you already know that silver isn't in the same realm as stocks, not even close. So the statement that more money can be made in the markets is absolutely true. There's most definitely more money to be made in stocks. But hopefully, you're not buying silver in the hopes of shorting it by buying low and selling high, because silver just doesn't work like that as a norm. Instead, silver price pretty much stays consistent, with some percentage drops here and there and the occasional spike. And speaking of spikes, let's focus on those for just a minute. Now, the reality of silver spikes is this. There have been two notable spikes over the last several decades. Just two. The first was in 1979 into 1980, when the price screamed up around to right under $50 an ounce due to the Hunt brothers' attempt to corner the silver market. They bought over 200 million ounces of silver, which, believe it or not, at the time was more than half of the world's silver supply. That's insane. But anyway, 1980 turned out to be a huge outlier because, ironically, silver closed out at the end of that year at $15.50. So it was a quick rise and an even quicker fall back to reality. And after 1980, silver price stayed in the single digits for highs through the end of 2005. So do the math, 25 years of single digit silver price. But as it turns out, 2005 would mark the last year that silver sold in the single digit range, because it finally hit double digits again in 2006 with a modest average of $11 to $14 an ounce, somewhere in that range. But it did get better. It did get better. In 2010, silver spiked to a high of just over $30 an ounce. In 2011, all hell broke loose as it hit a high of somewhere near $48 an ounce. And in 2012, it dropped down to a high of over $37 an ounce. And then 2013, the high was around 32. So that was a good little run there from 2010 to 2013. Because in 2014, silver price normalized to the low to mid $20 an ounce range that we're still seeing today. So think about that for a second. Silver has experienced only two major spikes in 44 years. 44 years. And the only time we've even sniffed $30 an ounce was back in 2020 and 2021 when the high went up to $29 an ounce. That's pretty crazy when you think about it. So last time silver was over $30 was back in 2013, or 11 years ago. With all that said, I don't consider silver to be a sound investment of any kind. I really don't. It's not for investing. I'm just more or less stacking as a savings account instead of spending that money on worthless stuff that'll never give anything back. But the price suppression and manipulation on silver is real. And it's a problem for those hoping to see some returns at some point without having to wait decades. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom for silver. It's still in high demand for industry, and all those recent interest rate hikes have kept the dollar artificially strong, which, as we all know, is a negative aspect on silver price. There's a good chance we'll see some modest price gains when those interest rates come back down. At least we'll see. And is silver keeping up with inflation? Big question. A lot of folks will tell you that it's not, but it's actually not doing a terrible job at it. For example, a 1964 quarter. Yeah, I'm using the trusty old back in the day shtick. But a 1964 quarter could just about buy a gallon of gasoline in 64, since the price was 32 cents a gallon that year. Fast forward to today, and that same 64 quarter could still conceivably buy a gallon of gas, since the melt value of a silver quarter is around $4.07, factoring in today's spot price. And with the national gas price average sitting right at $3.08 a gallon, that quarter more than covers buying a gallon, in theory, of course. Now, unless you're in California or the northeastern U.S., it's a lot higher in those places. But another positive for silver right now is the fact that premiums are down. They're down. They've actually come down a bit. I mean, hey, over the last 2 years, Silver Eagles were selling the upper 30s per eagle. 35, 36, 37, 38, I saw 40. But now they're under $30 in most places. And if you factor in generics and tier 2 silver selling just short of that, it makes sense to spend the extra buck or two for eagles and other top-notch government-backed silver. Bottom line, keep stacking if you believe in it. All right. There you have it. Hope you guys answered that trivia question correctly. I'll have a new one next week. Anyway, it's important to remember that precious metals in general should be used for portfolio diversification and not as an investment. If you want to invest in metals, invest in numismatics. But a lot of experts are going to tell you to keep your metals at 5 to 10% of your overall portfolio as it is. You have other options to invest money that would be far more profitable. But with silver stacking, it's vital that you have an exit strategy. You saw how long silver went between spikes. We just went over it. And as a result, we know they don't come often, for sure. So you might want to be prepared to liquidate a set amount of your silver ounces when the opportunity arises, because you don't know when the next one's going to be. I mean, I could be long gone when the next big one hits, so it's definitely something to think about for me. Anyway, be sure to sound off in the comments below and let me know what your thoughts are. I love going through them, and I do try to respond to each one. That's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. And if you made it this far, well, kudos to you. I'll definitely catch up with you in the next episode. But in the meantime, yeah, you know what's up.
What do you want to do with your life?
Damn right. Get stacked. Stay safe and be well, everyone. I am out of here. Peace, folks.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.